The landscape of corporate monopolies and inequality. We live in a monopoly, but what is that really? Well, the first thing to know is that we're not living in a monopoly. A monopoly is when one company owns everything, like Standard Oil did back in the day. And that's the example they give you so you can yawn, get bored, and think that that's no threat to you today. And boom, congratulations, they've stolen your attention. They've distracted you from the real issue. We do live in an oligopoly. That is where a few companies own everything. And trust me, that's just as bad. I'm Fully Live, and I'll explore how people at the top hold us down, how their power relies on us but works against us. And today, we're uncovering the hidden power of oligopolies. An oligopoly happens when a few companies dominate an industry. Think of it like a monopoly's sneaky cousin. They don't own everything, but together they might as well. In an oligopoly, a handful of corporations dominate an entire industry, leaving you with no real choice. Think about it. Big tech? Google controls over 90% of search engine traffic. But if you want privacy, what are your other options? Telecom? Comcast, AT&T, and Verizon give you choices for internet, but you're stuck paying whatever they want to charge. This lack of competition doesn't just limit your options, it shapes your behavior. Let me explain how. Sociologists call this structural dependency. When a few companies control access to essential services like internet, housing, or transportation, it creates a system where we're dependent on them for survival. They're not just selling you products, they're controlling the terms of your life. And without real competition, these companies can charge whatever they want, and you'll pay it because you need them. But the problem doesn't stop there. Without competition, there's no incentive to innovate or improve. And when these giants dominate industries, they also control wages and working conditions. Think about Amazon warehouse workers. They're monitored by AI, given grueling quotas and paid barely enough to get by. The issue isn't just that a few companies dominate either, it's that their power extends far beyond the economy. Let's look at how they get there. Behavioral science tells us that monopolies exploit human psychology. They rely on what's called choice architecture, the illusion of choice. Ever wonder why every soda fountain offers Coke, Sprite, or Fanta? It's because Coca-Cola controls those brands. It looks like variety, but it's not. The same goes for social media. Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. They seem like different platforms, but they're all owned by one company, Meta. This illusion creates a false sense of agency, where we believe we have control while the real power stays concentrated into a few groups. And it's not us. Together, these groups dominate almost every aspect of our lives. But how do they get so powerful? It starts with one thing: control. They control markets, information, and access, giving them leverage over everything else. One way they gain power is by consolidating these industries. Take Disney, for example, right? They didn't just stay a movie studio. They bought Marvel, Pixar, Lucasfilm, and Fox. Now they control nearly 40% of the United States box office. And it's not just about movies, it's about owning the culture. Then there's data ownership, which is the backbone of big tech. Companies like Google and Facebook have built empires by turning your personal information into a commodity. They make money off of it. The more they know about you, the more they can manipulate your choices, whether it's what you buy, whether it's where you shop, or even how you vote. And neuroscience adds another layer. Social media platforms are designed to exploit the brain's dopamine system, the reward center. Every like, comment, or notification triggers a dopamine hit, and that keeps you hooked and scrolling. This isn't an accident, it's engineered addiction. And it's why you're more likely to spend money on products that you didn't even know you wanted. Lobbying is another major issue. These companies spend billions influencing lawmakers to create laws that work for them or block ones that don't. In 2022, Amazon spent over $21 million on lobbying alone, more than any other company. And their goal isn't just to win, it's to ensure the rules stay tilted in their favor. They also use vertical integration, owning every step of the process. Again, the example of Amazon, they own the marketplace, they own the warehouses, the delivery network, and even some of the products that you buy, they own those too. When one company controls the entire supply chain, they don't just dominate, they squeeze out competitors entirely. Finally, there's cultural influence. These corporations shape how we see the world through advertising, entertainment, and even education. They don't just want your money. They want your trust, your loyalty, and your dependence. And the more we rely on them, on this convenience, the harder it becomes to imagine alternatives for a better world. Media monopolies take this control even further. Studies in media theory show that when a corporation controls the news and entertainment industries, they don't just influence public opinion, they actually manufacture it. For example, when Sinclair Broadcast Group acquired dozens of local TV stations, they distributed scripts promoting pro-corporate and conservative narratives. This created a unified echo chamber that shaped public perception on critical issues like climate change and labor laws. So, this isn't just about companies getting lucky or working hard to be successful. It's about deliberate strategies that consolidate the power, not just their success rate. And it's also about the systems that protect them. Antitrust laws, which were designed to stop companies from getting too powerful, are rarely ever actually enforced. Meanwhile, deregulation removes safeguards and opens the floodgates for even more consolidation. But this isn't inevitable. Figures like Lina Khan are leading the fight against monopolies in the United States, and the EU has been aggressive in enforcing antitrust laws on big tech. The question is, what can we do? Well, this is just the start. Next, we'll look at how corporate monopolies use lobbying and political influence to keep system working for them and against us. If this opened your eyes at all, even a little bit, share it. Like, comment what you learned, and let's keep the conversation going.